There's a strange kind of silence that creeps in when your phone doesn't ring anymore. You wait. You hope. You tell yourself they're just busy. But weeks go by, and somewhere between the empty texts and the forgotten birthdays, you realize something painful. Your children don't seem to care anymore. And the worst part, you have no idea what you did wrong. If you've ever sat alone in your kitchen, staring at a cold cup of coffee, wondering where the love went, this one's for you, because you're not alone. And maybe, just maybe, there's still a way back. It didn't happen all at once. That's what I keep telling myself. There wasn't some big fight, no slammed doors, no screaming matches, just little changes. Subtle. At first, they stopped calling as often. I figured, okay, life gets hectic. I remember being their age, raising kids, working long hours, trying to get dinner on the table before bedtime. But then the visits stopped too. No more surprise Sunday drop-ins, no more grandkids running through the living room. I made excuses. They live far, I said. They're tired. They'll come around. But weeks turned into months. Birthdays passed with a quick text, if that. Holidays felt quieter. One Christmas, I sat at the table alone. I still made the ham, still lit the candles, just in case they showed up. They didn't. I told myself I was imagining things, but deep down I knew. Something had shifted, and no one had the courage to say it out loud. I lie in bed sometimes, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything I ever said to them. Did I say too much when they were young, or not enough? Did I make them feel like they had to be perfect? Did I become one of those critical parents? The kind that slowly pushes their children away without realizing it? I don't know, and not knowing, it eats at you. Because when you're a parent, your whole identity gets tied up in being there, helping, guiding, loving. So when that connection fades, it feels like a piece of you is dying. I tried asking them, is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? They always said no, but their tone, it was cold, rushed, like they were just trying to get off the phone. You start to wonder if maybe it's not what you did, but who you are. And that thought, that's the one that breaks your heart. You don't talk about this with friends because it feels shameful. There's this unspoken rule that if your kids stop calling, you must have failed somehow. People don't say it, but you feel it in the awkward silences. So you pretend. You say, oh, the kids are doing great. So busy these days. You laugh at stories other grandparents share while swallowing the lump in your throat. And inside, you feel invisible. It's a grief that doesn't have a funeral. A kind of loss you can't explain because the person is still alive. They just don't want you in their life anymore. And worst of all, you still love them just as much. Some days I walk past their childhood photos on the wall and have to turn my head. It hurts too much. I raised them. I gave them everything I had. How did I become someone they could forget? Here's what I learned. Slowly, painfully. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you show up for yourself. I stopped waiting for the phone to ring. Stopped hoping every knock at the door was one of them coming back. Instead, I made space for myself. I joined a local group that meets at the library, started gardening again. I even adopted a little rescue dog who wags her tail every time I walk in the room. It's not the same, but it's something. I also started writing letters I never send, just to get the words out. The anger, the love, the grief. And you know what? Some of the heaviness lifted. I'm still their parent. I still love them. That won't change. But I'm learning to love myself again, too. If you feel invisible, please know your worth doesn't disappear just because someone else stops seeing it. You are still here, still valuable, still needed, even if they've forgotten. If you've ever felt abandoned by your own children, if your heart aches every time the phone stays silent, please know you're not alone. Many of us carry this quiet sadness, thinking we did something wrong, trying to make sense of something that may never make sense. But here's what I believe. You deserve love. You deserve to be seen, and your voice still matters. So take up space, tell your story. Even if they're not listening right now, someone is. If this video spoke to you, please consider subscribing. Share this with someone who might need these words today. Because feeling invisible doesn't mean you are, and healing starts with being heard. You're not forgotten, not here.